Would you rather live in a nation that was richer, with a higher GDP, higher stock market, but in which workers made less and citizens had little say over the government? Or would you rather live in a slightly poorer nation where workers made more money, had more wealth and more ownership, in which Democratic and Republican institutions protected the rights of citizens better? These are the questions every citizen has to wrestle with in a place like America. Everyone. So lifelong learning has to be humanities-based, philosophical, literature, musical, artistic. The truth is, economic growth for a nation does not mean economic growth for most people. Not automatically so. It could be growth of wealth for a few richer and richer billionaires. It doesn't mean automatically growth for those doing the work, doing the innovation, doing the marketing, doing the manufacturing. And a citizen has to think about those things deeply. It doesn't matter that you didn't go to college, or that you weren't the best student, that you work as a plumber, or a lawyer, or a doctor. All fields are narrow. Because our work life is so narrow in modern societies, we have to educate ourselves broadly. Which means going back and reading the ancients, right? Go read Plato's Republic, Aristotle's Organon, some of the plays of Sophocles. Go back and read Seneca and Cicero. Go back and read Augustine and Boethius. Go back and read Hugh of St. Victor. Go back and read Shakespeare and Machiavelli. Go back and read Mary Shelley, Victor Hugo, Charles Dickens. Go back and read Steinbeck. You know? And even if your reading level is low, go listen to them on Audible, or get free audiobooks on YouTube and listen to them. Pay attention to some lectures. Take hold of your responsibility, because we do have responsibilities as citizens of free nations. The nation will only become less and less free. So if you're liberal, I recommend going and reading foundational documents from the conservative tradition if you don't know them already. Read Edmund Burke, Russell Kirk, or even a more modern conservative like Roger Scruton. See not only where you agree with them, but where modern conservatives aren't conservative at all. And if you're conservative, read the foundations of liberal thinking. Maybe Jeremy Bentham, J.S. Mill, or more modern writers like Bell Hooks, Cornel West. Read some Karl Marx to find the places where you disagree and the places where you agree, and where current liberals fail to meet up with their ideals and their tradition. So basically this video is about the political purpose of lifelong liberal education. And as I said before, liberal in a sense means liberating, education befitting free persons. It can start, but it doesn't stop at reading. So participating as a citizen means in America participating in local organizations, So what are the local organizations you belong to? Are you on the planning committee for your local Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts troop? Are you in your local garden club? Are you on the board for your local library? Participation, your local food bank, do you volunteer at it? Or at local animal shelter? Participating in voluntary activity is essential. Essential, not just for a long, healthy life, but essential for the survival of a democratic republic like we have here in the United States. Without it, it doesn't survive. Your national politics grows out of your understanding, your thinking deeply, and then also your experiences at a local level. If you don't do either, don't think deeply, and don't volunteer at a local level, then you really aren't holding up to your end of the responsibility. You're not doing your duty as a citizen. All you're doing is voting for whatever the billionaires have decided is going to be the pre-package that you get, whether you buy onto the Republican Party pre-packaged set of ideals or the Democratic Party pre-packaged set of ideals. And we've seen how those ideals have changed when the billionaires wanted them to change in the Republican Party in recent years. So many free trade people are now high tariff people, and the reverse happened in the Democratic Party. Tariffs were not just a Democratic left idea 20 years ago, but Democrats were out in the streets dying for it in their protests against the G8 summits and NAFTA, right? But now it's a Republican core belief, and the Democrats are now free trade people. Oh my goodness, an educated citizenry cannot be this dumb, not on the left or the right. Please educate yourself. But that's just one example to exemplify. So we educate ourselves, we read deeply all things of history, things of politics, but also essays. You know, read essays by Wendell Berry, right? Or Mary Oliver, great poets and thinkers who think that Thoreau, Emerson, coming out of that tradition in America, this is our intellectual tradition, right? We talked to Cornel West, who's a socialist, and he talks about how he grew out of Emerson, and Emerson's self-reliance, you know, in addition to the intellectual black tradition, people like Frederick Douglass and W.B. Du Bois. But at least his thoughts are well thought out. Are yours? Have you listened to, read, studied, analyzed the core reasons of why you think? If you're pro anything right now, if you're upset about any single thing, have you tracked down that thought to the books that have argued for it, and not modern pop books that don't have good arguments? But I'm talking about deep ones. Don't throw any Timothy Snyder at me. I'm talking about people that think deep. Read some Cornel West if you're on the left. Read some Roger Scruton if you're on the right. And think deeply about these things and the why. What do you want to liberate? What do you want to conserve? I guess this video is all about duty. Take it.